Just found a free yoga studio in the Upper West Side, which to me is the most wonderful blessing of the day. So I recently been diagnosed with arthritis in my foot. I'll talk about that more later. And so now, I don't know, I had this strong urge to go to yoga. Like, you know how the body wants to heal itself, so you have to listen to your intuition. But yoga is expensive like everything else in New York. I'm not working right now, and I just Googled free yoga near me or affordable yoga near me, and I found yoga to the people, and it's a dope yoga practice. They have a few locations, and it's by donation, free or by donation. And it's interesting because though it was by donation, everyone was giving mad money. Like what I noticed some $20 bills in that box, and I was like, wow, that's so dope. You can tell that the people come here because they enjoy the class, they enjoy the experience of it all. And then on their website, they mentioned that it's not fair that some people can't afford it, and it's something that people really need in their life, and that's why they offer it for free or donation, of course. I think it's wonderful. It's such a wonderful thing. Some people are just so dope out there, really doing the work, to help humanity, to help mankind, our brothers and sisters. That's like pretty much what we are, and some people are sensitive to that more than others, and they really get out there and try to help. And so thank you, yoga to the people. I will be coming back. So around 2 months ago, I noticed a bone growing out of my foot, on the top of my foot, and it was cause for concern. So I snapped the photo and I sent it to my doctor via my chart. I really do recommend my chart if you need to save money and time, especially. You can avoid going in and having them see this and say, oh yeah, here's medication for that, and next you have like a $200 deductible that you got to pay. So you can avoid all that if you sign up for my chart. Hopefully your provider participates with my chart. I love it. So I sent Dr. Fahim, my favorite doctor, one of my favorite doctors, a picture of my foot. He thought it was a cyst, but it turned out to be an extra bone. And he said that it's because I have arthritis in my left foot. And I pushed him to tell me the worst thing that can happen, just so I can get on top of it and prevent it. But he said that this was just my body, my bones, like, that I did nothing to cause this, but there are some things I have to do going forward, which is no high impact sport, and make sure I have the proper walking shoes. So he's dope, and he tries not to, he knows that I'm anxious when it comes to my health. I'm really anxious when it comes to my health. Like, I'll cry if I have a pain, because it scares me into thinking that I'm going to be hospitalized or something like that, or unhealthy in the future. So I've been like that for a while now, but I go to yoga, I talk to the spirit, I talk to the universe, I talk to God, I talk to everybody, and I am working through this, because what I want more than anything is to transfer this fear into like into love for myself. If I can just love myself with the pain, without the pain, with the extra bone, without the extra bone, then I think it can heal me. So I'm trying that, and I think it's working. Honestly, I think the breakthrough of it all is yoga. Like, yoga is allowing me to listen to myself in a way that I was not able to prior. Anyway, so I bought a pair of sneakers. So I bought a pair of sneakers yesterday. These are Brooks. They're the walking shoe. They're called the walking shoe by the brand Brooks. I like them. I think that they are very, very low key and minimal as it could get. And they have them in white and in black. They look cute, the white and black ones. What I love about these is the simplicity of them, and that there's no like big old logo promoting itself, like making me look like a billboard for free. So the only, I think that the logo is that little thing right there, but that it blends in with the stitch work. It just looks like it's the stitch work. So I really like them. So for the most part, I can tell you that walking around in my living room was very comfortable. I felt stable, and I felt a lot of support, meaning it has a lot of cushion and it fits me nice. I'm nicely and supportive around my ankle. I can't tell you that I love them because I haven't worn them out yet. I can't stand when people review things online right away. Like, you ever seen a review that said, I just got them, or I just got the shirt, or I just got, you know, whatever it is, I just got it, it's so beautiful, I opened it up and it's so beautiful. But in my mind, I'm like, you haven't worn them. You don't know if they're going to tear apart when you walk out the house. You don't know if they're cheap. You don't know if you're comfortable in them. You have to really give an honest and thorough review, in my opinion, if you're going to take the time to review something. Morning, it's Saturday. I might be showing my work at the public library. This would be the first time ever that my paintings leave my home. No one has ever seen them that has not like stepped foot in this house. Anyway, so they might be, you know, they might choose me. I have to email them my link with all my work. So I laid it out. I laid these pieces only. I've chosen these pieces only because it's a small space. So I have to pick my small and narrow paintings, and this is it for the small and narrow work. They are not signed, any of them, and I'm going to leave it that way. I don't think I'm going to sign them. Yeah, so it's just self-portraits, and I have to take them outside quickly to take photos of them. I need them in that good light.
I've been really like doing more natural moments, like leaving my house without any concealer, even for work. I'm just like, fuck that.
Ready when you are, boo.
So my advice is to do everything from your heart. So before I leave my house, I do a meditation and I just say that everything that I do will come from my heart. So it's natural, it's genuine, and it's all me. And I always want to connect with people on a heart-to-heart level, so I don't have to worry about all those extra things and emotions. It's just all about love. So do everything from love and everything will be perfect.
So you're recording already? Give me direction.
Turn to the side.
If I could describe Love Box in one word, it would be hope. Hope that you find the love that you desire and that you deserve. Hope that you find fulfillment in yourself and fulfillment in the beautiful people around you. So we're gonna vibe tonight. I have my incredible music partner and music producer and music director, Quincy Valentine on keys.
To be honest, I can love you better than her. I know she had your heart before, but I'll put in the work. Open your eyes, see what's been in front of you the entire time. Open your mind, give love another try. Good things come to an end, but baby they can start again with me. You'll see that I could be your best friend, your lover.
Being in love is like finding a person that's just your person. Like not as some ownership flow, but like a partner in crime. Being in love is scary, but it's worth it.
So I wanted to show you something this morning that you might find helpful. I use electric toothbrush. I love my electric toothbrush. The brand is Oral-B Braun for both mine and John's. John is more advanced though because he has levels, like he can control the speed. I just have the power button. So it's dead right now. When I'm busy doing something, I'm sharply focused, and it's kind of a bad thing because a lot of times, for example, when I'm on my laptop, I'll get like a pop-up saying that my battery's running low, but I'm so focused on what I'm doing, whether it's changing a cover letter or, you know, changing my resume. I'm so focused that I ignore the message. And so I always have a laptop that eventually dies on my lap. I'm learning to pull myself out of that like overly focused state, but yeah. So lately I've been letting my toothbrush die on me, and I've never done that before. But I don't like to leave the house with it charging. I don't like that. So most of the time I'll get up in the morning, brush my teeth, and bounce. So I don't like to leave it charging, and I'll tell myself when I come back I'm gonna charge it. Always forget. So what I've been doing lately is switching our heads and using John's. It's easy and effective and not disgusting. So yeah, so you might find it useful if you have, like, you know, if you have someone in your shared living space that has electric toothbrush that matches yours. I think it's only for the same brand. But anyway, yeah, it's bad. I shouldn't be doing this. I should be charging my toothbrush, and I'm on top of so many other things. So today I'm going to the carpet store in my block. It's called Raskin, where they do the pretty Christmas decorations in the window. They usually have like scraps, leftovers of cut up carpet that they sell for like $5, $2. And I need a piece of carpet for the entrance of my apartment / kitchen area. It's all very close. As soon as you walk into my apartment, you're in the kitchen. And I also want to see if Goodwill has pajamas, because I just recently got rid of all of my pajamas because I've had them for years. So I have a lot of time in my hands because I'm looking for my purpose in the world, aka a job that I love. I spend a lot of time at home, and that time is sort of turning into a monster. It's making me overthink. It's making me doubt myself. It's, you know, this is like a slight, this is a really uncomfortable feeling, and it makes me feel like trash, and I have to fight that feeling, right? But then I wonder, this is literally like a drop of what depression might feel like for someone that's really, really in the midst of depression. And it makes me think, damn, that life, I can't imagine what it's like to feel so low. Anyhow, with all this time in my hands looking for a job, OD, I have to do something with my actual hands. Like, I have to put work into my life because I'm battling a feeling that I'm not doing anything, that I'm not doing enough, that I'm not enough, and all these other things. So I started to look around my apartment, which is funny because it reminds me of when in that 70s show when Red lost his job and he started to fix everything in the house, even things that weren't broken. That's where I'm at right now. So I've been spending a lot of time at home, and so I'm looking around and looking at all these things that I can change. And I'm a minimal person. My apartment is almost empty. But I've been in things recently, like in cabinets, in dresser drawers, in closets, and I've just been moving and getting rid of everything and cleaning areas that have never seen the light of day. Like, I went into my kitchen cabinets and bleached them down, got rid of old food that I'm never gonna eat, canned food and things like that. I'm going through a cleansing period, like I just mentioned, so my apartment is upside down. But you see these two table trays and the wooden chairs, I'm sanding them down really lightly so that I can paint them. I was in Home Depot yesterday and I bought some things. I bought a little sanding sponge, this thing right here that you can see I've been using, and my paint, which I don't know where it's at right now, but it's the color I chose is dark. It's called Off Broadway, and it's a real dark brown to match the rest of my things. Like, for example, my mirror over there. I like a brown that's almost black, so it's a real rich dark brown. Oh, here it is. This is it right here. So I'm going to take everything outside into that little space that I have on the other end of my windows out there, and just start sanding things lightly and painting them out there. And I'm going to leave it out there to dry, and hopefully it'll be there when I get back. Anyway. Hi.
Hello.
How are you?
All right.
How's your day going?
Not so bad.
I'm done painting. It looks really beautiful. The color came out really rich. So I'm really impressed by the brand, I guess. I think it's called Marquee. I got it from Home Depot, like I said. I'll add all the information regarding what I used in the description. But it was just 1 quart and there's so much left. It looked like I never even touched it. So there's a lot left, and I think so they dry really fast as well, so you have to work pretty quickly. These were a lot more difficult for me to paint because I had to go under a lot, and it made me very uncomfortable. It made my body ache. I'm happy it's done. I'm in my local hardware store now. I ran out of my cheap little brushes, so now I have to buy about 3 more. I have a job interview today. Someone replied to one of my Indeed applications yesterday, and I was so thankful. You know, I've been applying to jobs for like 2 or 3 months, and I haven't heard anything back, and it's mad discouraging, and that's when you start feeling low about yourself. And I'm just so thankful. Like, I was just like, yesterday I said, you know what, I can't. Like, I applied to a few jobs in the morning, and then I got on with my day, and I started painting and working on my home, because I just can't sit there and apply for jobs and not hear back. It makes me feel weird. It fucks with my self-esteem, and I'm just thankful someone reached out yesterday. So wish me luck. I also have to buy shoes because I got rid of my Docs, which were my last black, like, flat shoes. and I need to buy a pair of shoes now for the interview. I want to buy something like Doc's, but I was disappointed in them because they were loud, very loud, and so yeah, so I'll go hopefully find something out there quickly. So I only have till about 1 o'clock to paint today, so I have a lot of work to get done. It's almost noon and I took a break to have a smoothie before I go look for shoes for this interview. I have two favorite smoothies that I go to all the time. This one here, which is mixed berries, banana, and oat milk, and a lot of ice because I do like it really cold. And my favorite smoothie is dates, banana, spotted banana, like a really brown, like with a lot of brown spots. So dates, banana, cacao powder, almond butter, and oat milk, and a lot of ice. That one helps with your chocolate cravings. If you crave a lot of chocolate like I do, that one hits the spot. My ENT put me onto that one. I used to go to the ENT a lot back in the day when I used to have like high levels of anxiety and I constantly felt like I was choking. I have to do my food in the living room because the kitchen is a mess, but it's coming along nicely. What we are doing now is painting these gold metallic doorknobs with this Rustoleum spray in oil rubbed bronze. So the first thing I'm going to do is sand down the doorknobs because they're really smooth and shiny, so it's good to give them a tough surface so that the paint can adhere. And then I'm going to spray them out here, out my window, and just leave them sitting there. This is where the AC unit will go, but I got rid of it last summer because I didn't use it. I got rid of it in the beginning of fall because I didn't use it in the summer. It's been a whole week since I've been to yoga. It's been a whole week of just renovating, moving things around in my home, getting rid of a lot of things. And I don't have a lot of things to begin with, but there's always a lot to get rid of, I guess. So it's like a really deep into the bones of this apartment spring cleaning for me. Normally I clean my apartment every day. I'm always cleaning, so it's always really clean. So spring cleaning is just donating clothes for me. But this is the first time where everything is changing in my home. I'm changing the look of it. I'm getting new furniture. So anyhow, I missed yoga. I haven't been to yoga in a whole week, and I have to go tonight because my hip is starting to act up again. It's a mess, all of this, I know, but you know, my apartment is upside down right now. So I'm wearing these white cotton gloves, and this is something that I wanted to talk about in a haul kind of video where I show you things that I purchased, because I have eczema. I don't know if I mentioned it already. That's the thing about these videos. I will take, like, you know, when I do vlog tapes, I could skip a week and I forget what it is that I spoke about. So I don't know if I mentioned this already, but I have eczema. I developed it now in my 38th year on earth. I don't know what happened. I'll insert a photo of how weird it was. My finger, my middle finger, this one here, was really scaly. My flesh fell off, like my skin fell off, and it was exposed. It was painful. It was very itchy, and all I did was send a picture to my doctor via my chart, you know, online. So I didn't pay for anything. I didn't have to go in for a visit. She looked at it in the picture and she told me that it was eczema, and she told me what to do. And so it healed within 3 weeks, like she predicted. She said it would be better in 3 weeks, so it would be healed. She told me to get all the CeraVe and the, you know, Gold Bond, and I have all of the dermatologist recommended lotions from Target, Cetaphil and all of those. And so she told me that I can't wash my hands too often, which is very hard to do in life. You know, you have to wash your hands. So what I started to do was I covered my hands in lotion and Vaseline. So the Vaseline will protect my hands from the washing. So I'll have my hands covered in Vaseline throughout the whole day, and if I need to wash my hands, I'll wash them, and it's almost like the soap will bounce off of the Vaseline. It will just clear the surface. I cleaned the surface. Like I got into this really a pattern that worked for me and for my needs when it came to washing my hands. The Vaseline was just really protective. But now with everything going on with the virus out there, the coronavirus, I'm OD washing my hands again, like back to normal, like breaking through the Vaseline barrier, just really washing it, and then right away applying my lotions and my Vaseline and all that. But it's taking an effect on my eczema. It's reacting. My hands are itching again. And so it's making me nervous, because now I'm like, I don't want that to happen to me again. I don't want to have that kind of outbreak. It was just one finger, but it was intense, and I've seen pictures online where it's all over your hands. It's like your whole hands are suffering, you know, skin falling off, and you know, the raw burning itchy sensation of eczema. I was lucky enough to have it in one finger, but now, like, when my hands itch, I get nervous. You know, in the Latin community, there's a superstition or whatever you call it, where your left hand itches and you're like, ah, shit, I'm gonna lose money. And then your right hand itches and you're happy. You're like, I'm gonna come into money. These are just beliefs. But now when my hands itch, I don't think like that. I think, fuck, I'm about to break out with eczema. I don't really know what's going on. A lot of the children today have eczema. I don't understand, like, heavy eczema, heavy peanut allergies. I love peanuts. I mentioned that before. I don't know what it's like. I think it's a lot to do, maybe the food, the products, whatever's happening out there, whatever they're making, something that we're ingesting, something's happening, and it's changing, I don't know, our systems and our immune systems. I don't know. But my hands were itching today, so I just doused them in Vaseline, Aquaphor, and I put my cotton gloves on. I got these from Amazon, and now I'm on my way to yoga, so I can't wear these in yoga. I don't want to wear these in yoga. So what I'm going to do is take them off, carry my Vaseline with me, and work out, do my thing over there. But yeah, with the coronavirus, you know, it's suggested to simply wash your hands and keep your hands off your face. And so, you know, I'm not OD paranoid. By the way, the Vaseline really keeps your hands beautiful, like really gorgeous. But yeah, so like I said, I'm not afraid of the virus or anything like that. I've seen that people are losing their lives, but for some reason it's not hitting. Like, you know, I'm not scared, but I'm mindful and cautious, and I send a message to all my friends to wash their hands and things like that, and to try their best to keep their hands off their face, because I know I'm like a face toucher. I touch my face throughout the day, especially because I sweat a lot. So I'm always like, you know, wiping above my lip. I sweat all day long. So yeah, so I'm gonna go to yoga now, and it's been a week. I hope I can still do my thing there. But yoga is just something that I'm so thankful for, because it really helps my hip pains, and it helps my joints. It really does. We're gonna start with living single. You know how in my last few culture reports, I recommend a lot of the old school things. I grew up in the 80s and the 90s, and so there's a lot that I enjoyed from back then, like Pepper Ann and Daria. And so for some reason, I'm just trailing back. You know, I'm watching stuff that I really enjoyed from back in the day, and Living Single was at the top of that list. So there's certain episodes that I remember that are like burned into my memory, but then there's so many that I don't remember, so I'm experiencing Living Single like new again in a real way. I love them so much. I love the whole cast. They are such a good blend. Like, they really work well together. You know, it feels authentic. It feels like a real friendship. It's dope, and I'm glad that there's like 20 episodes a season or more. Living Single, top of the list, really dope, really engaging. I'm so happy that they have it on Hulu, because I don't have cable anymore. Second up is High Maintenance. High Maintenance is a really good show. I think it's an HBO show, but I watched it on Hulu as well. It's about a guy who, he's like a dealer. He's a pusher. He has a weed business, and he travels around in his bicycle delivering weed to his customers. Not just weed, marijuana of all sorts, you know, edibles and all those things. Anyway, so you kind of experience, like, it's like it's almost like the study of people, and that's the stuff that engages me the most. So you kind of see the lives of his clients. The episode is dedicated to his clients and their life and what they're going through at the time. It's really good. They had an episode where they had he had a client that was an NPR staff member, and that was such a great episode because I kind of love NPR, This American Life. I wish I could be a part of that organization somehow. Like, I feel like I do have a lot to contribute to that podcast. They have this fellowship that I'm like this close to signing up for because I don't know, I love it. I appreciate the story of individuals, like just a perspective of life, and every individual has a very unique story to tell, and I really appreciate that. I enjoy that, and I think I could do well working in that setting. Anyway, it's called Hype Maintenance. It's really good. The third one is a new show actually on I don't know which, I think it's Amazon Prime. It's called Hunter with Al Pacino. So Hunters is about it's about Nazi survivors, like Nazi Germany survivors, people that survived the Holocaust, and it's about them hunting down Nazis living in America. It takes place in the 70s or 80s, and it's really enjoyable. So I've seen two episodes so far, but I think it's worth the watch. I love it because it has like a superhero or a hero element. And it leads me to this whole conversation that I was having with John recently about revenge, but I don't think this is revenge because I told him that I wasn't aware that I had this innate desire for revenge inside of me. Like for the people that really hurt me, like I kind of used to not wish them, negative, like I didn't wish them any unhappiness, but I kind of thought if something happened to them, I might be happy. Like I might be happy to hear that you got yourself in this whack situation and now you're fucking suffering. But I don't feel that way anymore. Like my need for revenge or my desire or my satisfaction with revenge is going away. Anyhow, so yes, it's called Hunters, and these, they eliminate these really horrible monsters living in America, the Nazis living in America, and I think that that's not about revenge. They say it's about revenge, like it's juicy, but it's not. It's necessary. You have to get rid of these type of people. You have wiped out millions of people because of their religious belief or whatever. Like you have hatred deep in your blood, and you are a danger to society. You have to pay your debt. So they wipe them out. It's so far so good. I'm really enjoying it. I'm glad they got Al Pacino to do it. The fourth recommendation is Wedding Day video by St. John. So St. John released a video for Wedding Day. It's one shot, one clean and simple shot, and I like him. I like him for doing that. He doesn't fuss over his videos, and I appreciate that. He has a vision and he sees it through. It looks like he records it on a cell phone. Like it's not so serious to him, but I appreciate it because his energy is all over the video and I can feel it. And Wedding Day is a dope song. Like everything by St. John is so dope. I'm so happy with him. The next one is Kobe's book. I have his book. Should I get it for you? Yeah, let me get it. So I got it for John for Valentine's Day. It's called Kobe Bryant, The Mamba Mentality, How I Play. It's a beautiful book. It's a heavy book. But what I love most about it is that it is exactly described in the detail, in the title, How I Play. It is literally detailing, you see it says Mamba real big right there. It's literally detailing his plays. Like he has right here how he preps, like the music that he listens to in preparation for a game, his headspace. Physical activity like physical therapy. Let me show you something better here. It's heavy. Do you see this here? Like this is him against Jordan. He's in like a sandwich between Jordan and what's his name? Dennis Rodman. And then you see all these notations, and this is him breaking down exactly how he plays in this moment against these two people. It's really interesting. It's really good. I didn't expect it to be an actual playbook, like how he plays against certain people, how he reads them, how he learns to manipulate the course, like the outcome, just by learning his opponent. It's really detailed, really good, and you would think like it's a long read, but it's not. You can finish this in a day. It's just pictures and some a paragraph or two. It's not like a heavy worded book, but it's excellent, and I'm happy I got it for John because I had a chance to read it and I recommend it. The next thing I recommend is Kobe's Oscar-winning animation. Dear Basketball is so good. So I watched it after he passed. I was really emotional. I didn't want to talk about it until I felt comfortable and ready. Anyhow, so Dear Basketball, I watched it. It was very emotional because he's saying, I love you, goodbye, in a sense. I love you, thank you, goodbye to basketball. And it almost, like, watching it after his death, it almost feels like he's saying bye to Earth. So yeah, so it's a good one. It's 6 minutes. He put his heart into it. It deserved the Oscar. It was beautiful. It was well done. And you see his love, his life in a little bit in 6 minutes, and it's beautiful. It's really beautiful. And watching it now, if you've never seen it before, if you're watching it now for the first time, it's going to hit you differently because it sounds like he's saying bye. It really does sound like a goodbye, like a real final goodbye. Well, on Earth. Fine. So Diana Gordon, she has a song called Too Young, and I like it because it's like, I met John when we were 16, so we've known each other since then. And as you can imagine, when you meet someone at a young age and you fall in love, you have a lot of drama coming your way, a lot of pain, a lot of tears, a lot of everything, a lot of goodness too. So the song is about a couple that they were too young when they met. So she's kind of singing to her child.
Met your daddy and he told me that the love is strong. He said he wasn't going nowhere, now your daddy's gone. He told me everything would be okay, but he was wrong. And when I cried, he said that I was selfish, he was too young.
And I know a lot of people like that. I know a lot of couples that they, I guess, got serious at a young age, had children, and didn't quite make it for all sorts of reasons. And it almost makes you feel bad because meeting at a young age, you have to really, it's by fortune that you end up together if you met at a young age. But for the most part, it just makes me reflect on life, on being a teenager, being in love, and not working out. You know, it happens a lot. Her album, it's like 5 songs deep, and I think it's called Pure, and each one sounds different, which is interesting. She sounds like a different person in each one. So I'm looking forward to Mulan. I have tickets already. Yes, I do. I love the cartoon, and I hope I love the live animation. I wonder how they're gonna do this guy. Is he in it? Eddie Murphy, the dragon, because he's a pretty important part of the movie, in my opinion. But I'm really excited for it. And A Quiet Place 2, excellent. A Quiet Place 1 was so good. It was very unique. It had me on my toes, like I held my breath for that movie. Really good. It's about aliens that take over, and they can't see, but they can hear. Like, their sensitivity in audio is really extreme, so you cannot make it like a sound. You have to live your life quietly. Really good. And now there's a part 2, and I am very excited to see it. Shoutouts. So shoutouts. There's a developer. What are they called? I forgot the name of the developers. I'll write it wherever on the screen. But they were trying to take advantage of some regulation there and sneak a building with 52 stories. So they were trying to sneak a building near Central Park. They're developing it. It's already up, pretty much. It's still, they're still working on it, but it's already got its height, and it's creating this big ugly shadow in Central Park. And the issue with that is that they're like kind of finding sneaky ways to get around certain rules and regulations. So this organization, they wasn't having it. And so they went to court, they did everything they had to do, and now the developers have to, I don't know how they're going to do this, but they have to remove 20 stories from that building and get it back to follow regulations. And I think it's a good precedent because we hardly have any sky in New York. Like, it's the saddest thing. People look at the skyline, the New York City buildings, and they think it's so beautiful, and it makes my stomach turn. It makes my stomach turn sometimes because it's like, I feel like I'm living in in some kind of movie, and it's not like a real place to live. It's like a movie set where there's no blue skies. Like, you cannot see the sky. You see buildings when you look up. You just see buildings and a little slither of sunshine and a little slither of sky, and I hate it. And the only place that we have that's dedicated to some sun and some sky and some greenery is Central Park, and they're trying to, you know, take over that area and block off the sky and create this big old shadow in the park. So shout out to those women that made it happen. They put in the work, and they was like, nope, not happening. And I love it. I appreciate it. So that's it for my video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I will see you in my next video. I have to send my tablet, which is what I edit on, out to Samsung to be fixed because it is charging really slowly, like an entire day, and I'm not kidding. So so I have to send it out to them. So I don't know how I'm going to be editing my next videos, but I really want to put up one video a week. So so we'll see how I figure that out, but I can figure it out. I have, my alarm is ringing telling me that it's 4 o'clock, so I'll see you in my next video. Thank you for watching. Peace.